right, AJ, Andrea, my girl, Andrea Lopez comedy. Oh, I'm trying to do fewer of the voices. I'm trying to leave the impressions to you and the hosting to me. But then, we get on and I just do a voice. It really is. It's true.
F the haters, because sometimes people say, enough with the voices. Well, guess what? I'm an impressionist. Sarah's got an amazing, incredible voice, radio personality, and we're just friends, so we're going to do the voices. Here are read between the lines.
Between these middle fingers. Hi to everybody watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and beyond. If you don't know, we host a podcast. It's called the Hey Frase Podcast. I'm Sarah Fraser, along with Andrea Lopez. And we are obsessed with reality TV. We love doing reviews, and we love interviewing reality show people. If you're not aware of the two famous twins, Darcey and Stacey, who have been on 90 Day Fiance, they just got their own spinoff on Sunday night on TLC called Darcey and Stacey, and we're reviewing episode 1. AJ, I have so many thoughts.
I have so many thoughts too, because honestly, these were my two favorite characters in 90 Day Fiance. The fact that they have their own spinoff show is TV gold.
All right, now the sisters are 45-year-old twins. They have had a ton of work done, right? From Middletown, Connecticut. Do you think a ton?
Okay, yes. They have I would not say a ton, but they have a lot of things, right? Extensions, fake eyelashes, fillers, probably some Botox, and they both got a boob job.
Well, here's my thing though. Why does it become puffy? Like, I'm really bothered by why I want to have so much work done as well on my face, but I don't want to become puffy. And it seems like they become a morph of themselves and then just like so inflated. Is that just the filler? Is that fillers? That's what filler does?
It might be that you're just, once it kind of goes away, you fill it again with another filler on top of it.
And you have to keep filling?
Just keep filling, but it still has a residue. Now, no. This is somebody who has I've never done fillers. This is going to sound weird. I love the way it looks. Like, I'm addicted to the way they look. Yes, I don't know why. I love it. I think they're addicting to look at.
Stop. Are you kidding? I think it's so painful to look at. Anytime I feel like their faces are going to fall off, it seems like someone blowtorched their hairline to their forehead. Don't you think? It's so, like, glued on. Is anybody else with me? I'm like, I love them both, and I'm so excited to review this. But seriously, the plastic surgery and the lips, like, everyone becomes like a Joker. It's just like, oh, Joker lips. Is anyone...
The lips are big, but it's just a great look. I love the blonde hair. I don't know.
Andrea, it looks like if you got a safety pin near them, everything would deflate. Like, I mean, I can't...
So?
Yes, girl, yes. What in the...
Okay, well, the boobs do look very voluptuous. Okay, so when you guys see Darcey is explaining when they're in the confessionals in the show, yes, Darcey's in this like hot red dress number, and I just could swear that one of her nips were going to pop because it was so close to the line. It was close.
Now, look, I'm not 40 yet, and I'm not 45, so maybe when I'm there, I will also decide, hey, you know what, this is better than the alternative. But in the meantime, I just think I want to look like sexy and natural without wrinkles, but it seems like you can't achieve that. It's impossible. I don't know.
Hey, look, I love watching them. Now, a lot of people say they did get a lot of work done. But when you guys, we're going to talk about this, but they have been in the entertainment industry for a little bit, actually a long time. And when they looked prior, when they showed like some of their stuff before, they looked still beautiful. They didn't need to get all this work done. But I think, once you start, you just want to keep it up.
All right, their initial reality show pilot, which you can find on YouTube, The Twin Life, when they had dark hair and not nearly as much work, I loved it. I thought they looked so good. I thought they looked amazing.
I thought they were gorgeous. They're really, truly gorgeous girls.
So for anybody that needs a refresh, and we know you guys are here, many of you are huge TLC fans and 90 Day Fiance fans, so you're very well aware of who Darcey and Stacey Silva are. But obviously, Darcey is the one that initially went on the show twice on 90 Day Fiance with two men, completely unsuccessful, including Crazy Tom. It didn't work out. So now they got their spinoff, right? So last night, first episode, or Sunday night, first episode, and it's almost like a little bit of a recap, right, AJ? I feel like we don't even really get into all the drama yet. It was just kind of setting the scene, if you will. Set the scene.
Set the scene. Agreed. It's if you didn't even watch 90 Day Fiance and they gave you a snapshot of like the past 4 years of their relationships and everything that happened.
Well, and look here, spoiler alert, none of them work out, okay? Like they've never had a relationship that worked out. Okay, they're both divorced. They both have kids. So overall, okay, what were some of the highlights for you of this episode? Because I definitely have some standout moments.
the pilot. Is this considered? Yeah, it's the episode 1.
Well, it's considered episode 1 because the pilot would be like them testing the show. It's already been picked up for a series. So I'm assuming there'll be 13 episodes roughly.
Loved to see again, like all the things, just like wrapping us all around the fact that they've never had a successful relationship. I loved seeing they showed more of the family behind the scenes. So the 2 girls and then the 2 parents, which are kind of hidden from 90 Day Fiance. They don't show them as much.
Okay, wait.
Right?
So I didn't follow, you sort of got me hooked on Darcey and Stacey. I didn't follow Darcey as much on 90 Day Fiance. So Mike, the father, who I find oddly hot. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I do have an addiction to older men. Like I used to date men that were 18 years older than me. It was really fucked up. They had really gray hair balls. Like their balls were filled with gray hair. It was really weird. Yes, they collected like old boar's head and stuff and lion's heads and like they golfed every weekend. It was very odd. And I always felt like I was going to break their hips when I was doing them. So anyway, but I kind of found Darcey and Stacey's dad attractive. Is that nuts?
It's not nuts. He was a very attractive older man, and he seems very intellectual, and it seems like he's wealthy and has his stuff together.
Thank you. But is it weird to me that I never see Darcey, like I don't see Mike ever with the ex-wife, who's Darcey and Stacey's mom? It seems like such an odd pairing, doesn't it?
Well, I'll say this. He aged really well. She did not age as gracefully. The mom.
Yes, thank you. I guess that's where I'm going. And she seems sort of depressed to be on the show. I'm not going to lie.
Yes,
like on
she's not
episode
excited
1.
about it. It feels like, so in the first episode, they all have a family dinner together, and you kind of just see that the dad and the mom actually still have a relationship. They still talk to one another after they got divorced. But yeah, the mom seems very quiet, not very extroverted. Yeah, just she's not adding anything to the show. Let me just say that.
I agree. So, okay, they're setting the scene because Florian is coming, right? So Stacey is getting ready to pick up Florian in episode 1. They're talking about how the twin dynamic might change because he's moving here. And AJ, I believe, so now Stacey is going to be doing 90 Day Fiance with her foreign fiance. They have 90 days to marry. He gets his visa so he can work. But of course he's coming here and he cannot work. So she has to support him, which is tension with Stacey and Darcey.
Super tension. And as Stacey's sister, this is going to get confusing because it's Darcey and Stacey and they go through the same thing. Okay, so Stacey is dating Florian.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Right. And so Darcey, I think, is trying to protect her sister just because Darcey has been through it with both Tom and Jesse.
Yes.
So
Jesse, wet and messy. I'm sorry. He was so rude. Can you imagine him coming over here and then in the back of the cab, he's like, shut up. Excuse me.
Yeah. And then she was exactly. He's like, you need to go. That you ruined everything. And it's like, I'm sorry. Did I not bring you to America? So
excuse me. I think I'm helping you a lot more than you're helping me right now. Thank you.
Exactly. So we've got Darcey and Stacey. So Stacey has been dating Florian for,
yes.
God, 5 years?
Andrea,
are you kidding me?
I actually think it's even more than that. And I'm like, girl, but I can't say anything because, I dated my husband 6 years before we got married. And it's the biggest regret of my life. Why didn't anyone punch me in the twat and get me to marry him earlier? But you know what? Whatever. You can't mess with God's timing. It was meant to be.
This is totally irrelevant because you live together in the same country. Florian is out there in Bulgaria. Where is he from?
I think he's Bulgarian, yes.
Bulgaria. They've got Albania, Bulgarians, Ukrainians. They've run the gambit. Okay?
They've done the globe, really, what a way to go. I mean.
What a way to go. The reason why, though, the dad actually works in China currently and he only comes home 2 times a year. So they traveled as children. And then that's where they got their worldly sense. Also, the dad is about to marry a Chinese woman, so it runs in the family, y'all.
But wait a minute. Did you find it eerie in episode 1 that they set the scene that the dad, Mike, was in China but had to come back because there's this mysterious COVID virus? And of course,
yes.
Fast forward, because it was shot almost a year ago, last fall. Fast forward, and now we're fucking all at home dealing with Corona. It
Thanks a lot,
predicted
Silvas.
it.
No, I'm
yes.
just kidding. Did he bring it over here?
Well, here's the thing, though, that they tease about Stacey and Florian's relationship. Allegedly, Florian has cheated on Stacey with another woman there. And they tease that Darcey talks to that woman and the alleged mistress says that Florian wanted her honey. And
it must have been sweet like honey. I can tell you right now, Florian is a cheater.
I mean, Florian, do you think for sure? And they, of course, date much younger men. So the reverse of my life. They date much younger men.
Complete opposite.
The complete.
What I do love about these twins is, well, you guys know I love the way they look. I just love how extra they are. They're very Jersey to be, even though they're from Connecticut.
That's the shocker of all shockers. It's like, Connecticut?
Well, yeah, it's borders. It's very close. Here's the thing. They admit to themselves in the confessional, we probably shouldn't be dating these men, but we love them younger and we like them foreign. Okay, well, there's your rule numero uno. Why don't you listen to your own advice? Okay,
there's your kryptonite.
I personally do think Florian is cheating. You guys saw the pictures were teased of Florian in bed with another woman wearing a lace lingerie set. Yes, which,
he tries to justify by saying in the previews that she just wanted to do this. She wanted it for the photos. Like, what? I'm sorry, the last time I checked, you were not a model. Like...
The last time I checked, no one's paying you to take photos with you. Is she trying to get back at her ex? I don't know.
You're supposed to be booed up, pal. I mean, you're out here all over these streets. So we're going to find out how their relationship works. Also, can I just tell you two of my favorite scenes of episode 1 was when Stacey goes to the airport to get him and puts on those ridiculous Louboutin heels that are 8 inches and then is teetering. I'm like, oh my God. No, you are too old to be walking those. I actually hate that because now people always say, you're too old. Well, fuck all of you. I take that back. But it's just why are you wearing these Lady Gaga shoes to get your man?
I love it because she hasn't seen him in a long time in person and she wants to look her best. And so she's walking with her white fur long jacket, her leather pants, and she's like, oh, you got this. You got this. She's waddling into the airport. And one thing I will say though, they cry a lot.
Oh, there's so many tears. But also my other favorite scene was when they drove out of the driveway with matching white Nissans. I'm just like, what? The most random car of all. Why they both have the white Maxim Nissan? What? Okay. And then they were both speeding down the highway. I'm just like... Girls, what? I mean, the only car that would have topped that would have been a Mini Cooper. If they were both in little minis, it was the most random vehicle.
Now, that would have been cute. But yeah, they got the drone shots of the cars, driving down the street. And then, actually, midway through the episode, they come in with, I think, Range Rovers.
Okay, thank you. What happened to the switch up? And what a waste of a fucking drone shot over 2 Nissans. I mean, it was you're chasing that.
Thank you.
What? But yeah, then they do a switch up on the vehicles and they've got black Range Rovers halfway through. Yeah, so obviously their paychecks came through. So those were 2 of my favorite moments. Also, the other moment that I thought was really bizarre and almost, I'm curious to see if our audience knows this, is Mike, the dad, when he says he's going to confront Florian man to man. This should be good. I can't wait for this. I love when parents confront them.
Oh, yeah, me too. Also, Florian can't really speak good English. I mean, half of it is just all of him just saying, I love you, baby. That's all they say on the phone together. We be together forever. He's not French. I don't even know. Sorry. I'll stick.
Work on your Bulgarian accent. I'm also curious when the dad tells Stacey, he's talking to her and he goes, if you don't want to cry while cutting an onion, just cut it underwater. Has anyone ever, did that just pass anybody by? Or was someone, I almost started to Google cutting onions underwater because I'm like, how would you even do that? And does that work?
Also, isn't it interesting that that is what they chose to put in the show? They've got no other riveting content. They got to show the dad telling her to put onions underwater.
Okay, and do you find this, because this was my complaint with TLC and Welcome to Plathville, I feel like their shows start really slow. I feel like they are all about long form content when it drives me insane because it could be condensed to 30 minutes and then would leave me wanting more.
I see what you're saying. I think they had to preface all of that, all the history.
The backstory.
Of everybody. Yeah, but, cutting the onion, we didn't need a tutorial.
We did not need that. And then I had forgot that they also had a song out, Lock My Number in Your Phone. Did you see that part when they were playing that? And their daughter, when Darcey's daughter was saying, it's a hit on TikTok?
Yes.
Lock my number in your phone. Lock my number in your phone.
Darcey and Stacey start getting up and dancing at the table. The mom and dad are just sitting there, and the 2 daughters are like, I can't believe this. And then
everyone's
Darcey's like, all right, they're not feeling it. They're not feeling it. We'll sing it another time. Okay. That was it. I loved that part, though. I loved that part.
Oh my God, that was so good. Everyone, it is true. Like when we get our reality show, we have to come out with our song. Do you know what our song, like, do you already have in mind what your song would be? Because everyone has like, don't be tardy for the party. Luann has obviously, she has so many songs from Real Housewives of New York. I know. So many I can't even remember.
Well, she's a countess and she sings in a cabaret, yes.
Feeling Giovanni. Yeah, I mean, we definitely need, mine would be choking on my multivitamins because I often say that to you like, oh, I'm choking on my multivitamins. And it'd be like, choking on my multivitamins.
That would be a hit. I tell you what, kids. I tell you what. It would be like
I'm coughing in the phone. I'm choking on my women's one.
What's Paul Wharton is
This pill is so tight. It barely fits through my throat at night.
Ooh, okay. Well, the pill is an innuendo. Anyway, they've got a great hit song.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible, but I do want to do a TikTok song to it. So I will be doing that. For me, what was your favorite part of this entire episode, of episode 1 of Darcey and Stacey?
Well, it's hard. I mean, there's a lot happening, but I have to say the tennis match between the two of them, I just loved seeing them dust off those tennis rackets and get back on the court. And, they had like a sister moment talking about Tom and like what's to come, what they're excited for. It was like a little nice sister meeting while grunting with rackets, you know?
I'm going to be honest with you. Mine was the previews of what's coming this season because I just want to get into all the dirt about Florian. Darcey obviously meets a new young man, right? Who's also foreign, who has like the greasy ponytail. I'm dying. He brings her flowers in New York City, dying to see who he is. He looks smoking hot and she's like grabbing his muscles saying, oh, I think this is going to work out. Like I'm really attracted to you.
Wow, you're so bulging.
And here, let me make a prediction. It's not going to work out. I mean, I just said, like, I looked into my crystal ball and it's saying no. Chances are slim. I
want it to work so badly for these ladies and they both want it to work badly for each other, but it's just not when you're choosing immature foreign men.
So, okay, and this point I wanted to bring up, actually, I should have brought this up earlier, but I'm very curious. This was, I think, a big story point for episode 1 that didn't even get enough discussion. How did you feel when Stacey went and met and had lunch with Tom behind Darcey's back? Darcey still does not know. And they Tom was very apologetic for how he's treated, Darcey, and, he might want to get back with her, and he was very angry. I feel like that is a huge betrayal. What do you think?
I guess it is a betrayal between sisters, but I do know that Darcey has blocked Tom on everything. So even if Tom did want to give an apology, how would he do it? I think Stacey was just trying to protect her sister, and I feel like it's okay just to close the door and be like, Tom, GTFO, I want to protect my sister. Stop contacting her.
All right.
So I think she had to go. And
he knows where she lives. He could send a letter here before the U.S. Post Office delays all of our mail. I mean, he could get on it. Like, I always hate when people have secret meetings with a sister. I think it's the ultimate betrayal because they are twins. They're inseparable. And for Stacey to not call up Darcey and go, hey, look, girl, I just got Tom called me. He wants me to meet for lunch. What do you think? You would do that for anyone. Can you imagine your boyfriend, Schmiggy, and I having a secret lunch to talk about you? You'd be pissed. I'd be like, if you took 2 hours and drove out to Leesburg, Virginia, and then had lunch with Schman, first of all, I'd be like, I can't believe you found Leesburg. And 2,
I can't believe my navigation system worked.
And 2, I feel like secret meetings are just never a good idea.
I'm sure that Stacey is going to come clean, and I think that Tom wanted more airtime, and he was like, I was a child. I need to apologize. I did like how Stacey called him out for calling Darcey fat. She was like, and you called her fat, and it's not cool. And
I
blah,
agree.
Blah, blah. And then, but maybe there's going to be a little bit of a talk between, I think Tom is eventually going to see Darcey later on in the season.
Well, he should only be a fuck buddy. She should never get back with him. I'm sorry.
Never.
He was over for me when he was in that elevator taking an elevator selfie. When men do that, I'm sorry, it just looks beyond creepy. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my man doesn't have one lick of social media and I'm jealous. But I hated Tom was always like posed in the elevator. It drove me nuts.
I just think he's very manipulative. I think him telling Darcey that he doesn't feel loved is the ultimate manipulation tool Darcey's with you. Why else would she be with you, Tom? It's like, I don't understand. Now, he was a rebound F-buddy for her after Jesse, but whatever. Like, she traveled for him. She ended up staying with him. I think she showed her love. But, Tom was always complaining that Darcey never showed enough love. He never felt loved with her.
All right. Right now, because I know these women are going to be on the show. Right now, if we were interviewing Darcey and Stacey, what would the one question that you would want to ask to them?
Ooh, well, there are so many. I think it would just be after two failed relationships with both foreign younger men, isn't it time to just start looking around the United States? Like, even your daughters, Darcey, tell you that there's younger men, there's billions of fish in the sea. Why can't you just look a little bit closer to home in Connecticut?
Okay, my question is, who fucks the best from what country? That is I want to know, do the Bulgarians do it the best? Do the Australians? Is it the Irish? I mean, those women have literally traveled the continent. I mean, they've gotten further than the UN. I want to know who fucks the best. So anyway, hopefully we get to interview them. Episode 1, there's a recap. Where can people follow you, by the way? And if you guys have any tips, inside info, if you know Darcey and Stacey, if you know their kids, I don't know, if you've ever been retweeted by them, whatever, if you know their dog, DM us. It's at The Sarah Fraser Show on Instagram. And yours, AJ, is
at Andrea Lopez Comedy. Nico and Aspen, if you're watching, hit us up. I love you guys. You guys really need to monetize. Those are Darcey's kids. So if you need any help monetizing, let me know.
AJ's available. All right, you guys, check us out and leave a comment on our YouTube and Facebook page. Tell us what you love about Darcey and Stacey show, and is there a question that you would ask them? All right, guys, more podcasts tomorrow. Bye, everybody!